Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to you about something that is deeply personal but incredibly powerful. The title of my message is simple, yet profound: Rebuild Yourself. Each one of us has a life that is in constant flux. Sometimes life doesn't go as planned. We face challenges, we experience failure, and at times we may even feel broken. But here's the truth: you can rebuild yourself. And rebuilding starts with one fundamental thing: self-reflection. Self-reflection is the mirror in which we see ourselves as we truly are. Not the version we show the world, but the real, authentic person within. Before you can rebuild, you need to ask yourself, where am I? What do I truly want? What do I need to change? Next, we must recognize something essential: you have untapped potential. So many people go through life unaware of what they are capable of, but deep inside you, there is a seed waiting to be nurtured. You must come to realize that you are not a finished product, you are a masterpiece in progress. But here's where things get difficult: the need for a new vision. If the current state of your life is not where you want to be, it's time to revise your dreams. A vision is the blueprint for your future, and it must align with your purpose. When you see yourself clearly, you will begin to see the world clearly, and you'll know exactly where you are headed. One of the greatest enemies to rebuilding is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. Fear paralyzes progress. But understand, this fear is an illusion, a shadow that keeps you from stepping into your greatness. Rebuild yourself by replacing fear with faith and doubt with confidence. Discipline is the next critical ingredient in the rebuilding process. It is not enough to have dreams and goals if you do not have the discipline to back them up. Discipline is the fuel that drives the engine of progress. It is waking up every day and choosing to put in the work, even when you don't feel like it. Now, we must also embrace something fundamental to rebuilding: change. To rebuild means to abandon the old and embrace the new. It means letting go of the things that weigh you down and stepping into a new way of thinking. Transformation requires you to shed the limitations of your past and embrace the person you're becoming. As you rebuild, it's essential to build a strong foundation. This foundation is not just material, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual. Your mindset shapes your reality. Your emotions must be in check. And your spirit must be aligned with purpose. A house built on a weak foundation will crumble, but one built on strength will stand firm. The people you surround yourself with will either help you rebuild or hold you back. Relationships matter deeply. You need those who will encourage you, who will challenge you to grow, and who will walk with you in your transformation. Seek out relationships that empower you and let go of those that drain you. There will be setbacks, there will be obstacles, but never forget the power of persistence. A building is not erected in a day. Similarly, your rebirth is a process, not a one-time event. The journey will be long, but if you persist, if you stay committed, you will rebuild. And finally, remember that the ultimate goal of rebuilding is to live a life of purpose. We are not here by accident. Each of us has a unique calling, a divine purpose. Rebuilding yourself is not just about making your life better, it's about aligning your life with the higher purpose for which you were created. So today I encourage you to begin. Start the process of rebuilding yourself. It's not going to be easy. It will require hard work, perseverance, and courage. But in the end, you will become the person you were always meant to be. Self-reflection is one of the most profound tools you can use in your life. It is the key to understanding who you truly are, what you are capable of, and what needs to change in your life. In a world that moves at a rapid pace, filled with distractions and external influences, it's easy to lose sight of your inner self. But true transformation begins when you take the time to look inward, to assess where you are, and to honestly confront your own thoughts, beliefs, and actions. When we engage in self-reflection, we allow ourselves to step back from the noise of life. We disconnect from the rush of daily responsibilities and tune into our deeper selves. In this space of quiet introspection, we can examine our goals, our relationships, and our decisions. We can ask ourselves difficult questions like, am I living the life I was meant to live? Am I aligned with my purpose? What am I tolerating that no longer serves me? These questions are the starting point of personal growth. Reflection invites us to acknowledge the gaps between where we are and where we want to be. It helps us see areas where we might have strayed from our true path or compromised our values. It's not always easy to face the truths that emerge when we reflect on our lives. It may be uncomfortable, even painful, to realize that we have allowed fear, procrastination, or bad habits to prevent us from stepping into our fullest potential. But this discomfort is necessary for growth. Without self-reflection, we continue to operate on autopilot, unaware of the opportunities for growth right before us. Self-reflection is also a powerful tool for gaining clarity. It allows us to discern what truly matters in our lives so we can eliminate distractions that drain our energy and focus our efforts on what aligns with our true calling. It is through reflection that we begin to understand that success is not merely about achieving external markers of accomplishment, but about becoming the person we were meant to be. As you reflect, you become more aware of your strengths and weaknesses, of the experiences that have shaped you, and of the things you can change to step into a more authentic version of yourself. Moreover, self-reflection brings awareness to patterns in our lives, patterns of behavior, thought, and reaction. Often we repeat the same mistakes or fall into the same traps, not because we are incapable of change, but because we haven't taken the time to reflect and learn from our past. Reflection offers us the opportunity to break free from these cycles, to interrupt unhealthy patterns, and to choose a new direction. As we deepen our self-reflection, we also begin to cultivate a sense of accountability. It's easy to blame external circumstances, other people, or life's challenges for where we find ourselves. But true growth begins when we accept responsibility for our choices and actions. Self-reflection empowers us to take control of our own narrative, to recognize that we are not victims of our circumstances, but creators of our own destiny. This accountability is not about self-criticism, but about self-empowerment. It's about recognizing that you have the power to shape your future. Ultimately, self-reflection is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing practice, a continual process of checking in with yourself. It requires courage and honesty, but it also brings tremendous clarity and peace. The more we reflect on our lives, the more we understand who we are and what we are meant to do. Self-reflection is not just about looking back, it's about using the wisdom from the past to guide you into a more purposeful future. In the journey of rebuilding yourself, self-reflection is the foundation. It is where the process begins and where it will continue throughout your life. Through reflection, you are not just seeing who you are, but who you are becoming. Recognizing your potential is one of the most empowering steps you can take in the journey of personal transformation. It begins with understanding that you are not a finished product, but rather a work in progress, brimming with untapped capacity. Too often we get caught in the constraints of our current circumstances, limiting our vision of who we could become. We may compare ourselves to others or get bogged down by past failures, forgetting that within us lies the ability to rise above and achieve greatness. The key to unlocking this power is realizing that your potential is not defined by your present situation, but by your mindset, your actions, and your unwavering belief in your ability to grow. The first step in recognizing your potential is embracing the truth that you have inherent gifts and talents that are uniquely yours. Everyone is born with abilities that, when cultivated, can lead to extraordinary achievements. The challenge lies in recognizing what those gifts are. Often we overlook our own strengths because we take them for granted or don't fully acknowledge the value they bring. But each of us has something special to offer, whether it's creativity, leadership, compassion, problem solving, or something else entirely. These abilities, often dormant or unrecognized, can only be unlocked when you consciously choose to see them. Many times, the biggest barrier to recognizing our potential is our own limiting beliefs. We tell ourselves stories about who we are and what we can or cannot do. These stories are shaped by past experiences, societal expectations, and sometimes the opinions of others. But to truly step into your potential, you must challenge these narratives. You must question the false limitations that you've internalized and replace them with a new story, one where you are capable of achieving more than you ever thought possible. Your potential is not tied to what you've done, but to what you are capable of doing once you decide to act on it. Recognizing your potential also requires you to step out of your comfort zone. Growth never happens in familiar, safe spaces. It happens when you push beyond the boundaries you've set for yourself, when you take risks and embrace new challenges. It's easy to stay within the confines of what you already know, but the truth is, your potential lies beyond the horizon of your current experiences. Every time you step into the unknown, you unlock new levels of growth and understanding. This doesn't mean jumping blindly into every situation, but it does mean being open to new opportunities and challenges that stretch you in ways you never imagined. At the heart of recognizing your potential is the awareness that you have a unique purpose in this world. The talents and abilities you possess are not random, they are meant to serve a greater purpose. This awareness shifts the focus from self-doubt to self-belief, from seeing yourself as ordinary to recognizing that you have something significant to contribute. When you embrace this purpose, you begin to see every challenge as an opportunity to align with your greater calling. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or defeated by obstacles, you start to view them as stepping stones that are leading you to your potential. It's important to understand that recognizing your potential doesn't mean everything will fall into place immediately. It is a process of discovery and growth. Sometimes you may feel uncertain or doubt your abilities, but the key is to keep moving forward. Your potential will not always reveal itself all at once, but it will gradually unfold as you take consistent action toward your goals. This is where persistence and resilience come into play. Even when things seem difficult or when progress feels slow, trust that your potential is unfolding in the background. It's in those moments of struggle that you are building the strength and character that will allow you to reach greater heights. To fully recognize your potential, you must also surround yourself with people who encourage and inspire you. We often underestimate the power of the relationships we build. The people around you can either affirm your belief in yourself or hold you back. By aligning yourself with those who see the greatness within you, who challenge you to rise higher, and who support you on your journey, you create an environment where your potential can thrive. These relationships act as mirrors, reflecting back to you the strength and greatness that you may not yet see in yourself. Ultimately, recognizing your potential is not about seeking validation from others or comparing yourself to anyone else. It is about knowing deep in your heart that you are capable of more than you have yet imagined. It is about trusting that the gifts you've been given, when nurtured and put to use, can create a life filled with purpose, fulfillment, and impact. The recognition of your potential is the first step toward transformation. When you see it, truly see it, you will begin to move with power, direction, and the unshakable belief that you are capable of accomplishing extraordinary things. A new vision is one of the most powerful forces for transformation in our lives. Vision shapes our path, informs our decisions, and defines our destination. Without a clear vision, we wander aimlessly through life, reacting to circumstances rather than directing them. It is the vision that fuels our dreams, challenges our limits, and calls us to become something greater than we are today. But to truly step into the future you desire, there comes a point when the vision you've been holding onto must evolve. You must create a new vision, one that aligns with who you are becoming and not just who you've been. A new vision begins with the realization that the old way of thinking, the old dreams, and the old goals may no longer serve your highest purpose. As you grow, your perspective shifts, and so too should your vision. What once felt like a dream may now feel limiting, no longer expansive enough to contain the full extent of your potential. The old vision, rooted in past experiences or past circumstances, may not be able to carry you to where you are meant to go. It's important to recognize that holding onto an outdated vision will keep you stuck in the past, preventing you from fully embracing the opportunities of the present and future. The need for a new vision often arises when you find yourself in a season of dissatisfaction or stagnation. Perhaps you've achieved what you once thought was your ultimate goal, only to discover that it no longer brings fulfillment. Or maybe life has thrown unexpected challenges your way, forcing you to rethink your direction. During these times, it's essential to stop and assess where you are and where you want to go. This moment of introspection is crucial for creating a new vision, one that is bigger, bolder, and aligned with your current growth. It is about letting go of what no longer serves you and embracing the new possibilities that await you. A new vision requires courage. It asks you to dream beyond the limits of your current reality, to see a future that may seem distant, unfamiliar, or even impossible. This requires the strength to move beyond fear, beyond doubt, and beyond the confines of your comfort zone. It asks you to trust in your own potential and in the possibilities that lie ahead, even when the path is unclear. When you commit to a new vision, you are stepping into uncharted territory, and that is both exhilarating and terrifying. But it is in this very place of uncertainty where true growth happens. The new vision must also be rooted in a deep understanding of your purpose. Without purpose, vision becomes aimless. When you have clarity about why you are here, about what you are called to do, your vision becomes the guiding star that directs your every decision, your every action, and your every move. Purpose gives vision the power to sustain you through challenges and setbacks. It turns obstacles into opportunities and transforms failure into valuable lessons. A vision that is not grounded in purpose lacks the energy to fuel your journey and can quickly become a fleeting dream rather than a compelling reality. Creating a new vision also means embracing change, recognizing that the way things are now is not the way they always have to be. We often cling to the familiar, even when it's no longer serving us, because we fear the unknown. But the power of a new vision lies in its ability to break free from the past. It pushes us to adapt, to evolve, and to let go of the old patterns and beliefs that no longer align with the person we are becoming. Change is uncomfortable, but it is through change that we step into new opportunities, new relationships, and new ways of thinking that bring us closer to our purpose. A new vision is not just about setting new goals, it's about seeing yourself in a new light. It's about understanding that you are capable of more than you realize. Often we define ourselves by our past or by what others expect of us. But a new vision requires you to redefine who you are, to see yourself as the person you are becoming, not just the person you've been. This new vision invites you to stretch your imagination, to explore new possibilities, and to see your life as a canvas waiting to be painted with bold, vibrant strokes. This process of creating a new vision also calls for patience. Vision does not unfold overnight. It takes time to cultivate, to refine, and to bring into reality. But as you work toward that new vision, you'll begin to notice subtle changes in yourself. You'll feel more aligned with your purpose, more committed to your growth, and more determined to keep moving forward even when obstacles arise. The power of vision is that it sustains you through the difficult moments, reminding you of what's ahead and why it's worth pushing through the challenges. Finally, a new vision opens the door to endless possibilities. It encourages you to imagine a future that is not dictated by your past, but driven by the potential that exists within you. It gives you the courage to take risks, to make bold decisions, and to step into the unknown with confidence. When you have a new vision, you are no longer living by default. You are living with intention, with purpose, and with a clear direction. This vision becomes the blueprint for your life, helping you navigate through difficulties, rise above limitations, and ultimately achieve a future that aligns with your highest aspirations. A new vision is a gateway to transformation. It is a commitment to seeing yourself and your life through a lens of possibility and growth. It is about creating a future that is bigger than your past, one that reflects your fullest potential. And it all begins with the decision to embrace a new vision, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to step boldly into the future that awaits. Overcoming fear and doubt is a vital and transformative step in the journey of self-rebuilding. Fear and doubt are two of the most insidious forces that hold us back from reaching our fullest potential. They are not only external obstacles, but internal barriers that create false limits, often rooted in past experiences, societal conditioning, or the unknown. These emotions can paralyze us, preventing us from taking the necessary risks or actions that lead to personal growth and achievement. But the key to overcoming them lies in understanding that fear and doubt are natural parts of the human experience, and that they do not define who you are or what you are capable of. Fear, in its essence, is an emotion that arises from the anticipation of potential harm or failure. It often manifests when we are faced with situations that are unfamiliar, challenging, or require us to step outside of our comfort zones. While fear can be useful in certain circumstances, alerting us to danger or prompting caution, it becomes harmful when it prevents us from pursuing the very things that are necessary for our growth. Fear can distort reality, making challenges seem more insurmountable than they truly are. It often whispers lies in our minds, telling us that we are not capable, not ready, or that the risk is too great. But the truth is, the things we fear are rarely as frightening or as dangerous as our minds make them out to be. Doubt is closely linked to fear, but it takes on a more subtle form. Doubt often arises from uncertainty about our abilities, decisions, or the path we're taking. It plants seeds of insecurity, making us question our worth, our direction, and whether we are deserving of success or happiness. Doubt creeps in when we compare ourselves to others or when we focus too much on past mistakes or failures. The voices of doubt can be relentless, feeding on our insecurities and magnifying our fears. But just as with fear, doubt is not a reflection of our true potential. It is simply a mental construct, a challenge to be faced and overcome. The first step in overcoming fear and doubt is to recognize them for what they are: temporary emotions, not permanent truths. These feelings will come, but they do not have to control your life or dictate your actions. Understanding that fear and doubt are a normal part of stepping into something new is essential. The key is not to eliminate them entirely, but to move forward in spite of them. The more you learn to take action in the presence of fear, the more you dismantle its power. Action is the antidote to fear. When you take small steps toward your goals, despite your fears or doubts, you begin to prove to yourself that you are capable of handling what comes your way. Another powerful way to overcome fear and doubt is to shift your perspective. Often fear and doubt stem from our limited view of a situation. We focus too much on what could go wrong, on the worst case scenario, and ignore the possibility of success or the lessons we could gain from failure. Instead of seeing fear as a sign to stop, we can choose to see it as an opportunity to grow. Fear and doubt, when confronted with faith and courage, become tools for personal development. They are not signals of weakness, but invitations to stretch beyond our comfort zone and to become more than we were before. Replacing negative, fearful thoughts with positive, empowering beliefs is also crucial. The mind is a powerful tool, and what you feed it determines your reality. Instead of entertaining thoughts of "I can't" or "I'm not good enough," choose to affirm "I am capable" or "I am worthy of success." These declarations shift your energy and mindset, helping to replace fear with confidence and doubt with certainty. The more you affirm your own abilities, the more you begin to internalize those beliefs, eventually making them your reality. Another important aspect of overcoming fear and doubt is developing resilience. Resilience is the ability to keep going despite setbacks, difficulties, or failures. Fear and doubt will always present challenges along the way, but it's your ability to persist and keep moving forward that will ultimately determine your success. Resilience isn't about avoiding fear or eliminating doubt. It's about learning how to navigate them, how to press on when things get tough, and how to remain steady in the face of adversity. The more you build resilience through action, perseverance, and mental fortitude, the less power fear and doubt will have over you. The support of others is also essential when it comes to overcoming fear and doubt. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage you, and who uplift your spirit. Often our fears are magnified when we try to face them alone. But when you have a community of people who are rooting for your success, who remind you of your strengths, and who offer advice when you falter, you are better equipped to push through your fears. It's also important to seek mentors or guides who have walked the path you are on. Their experience and wisdom can offer reassurance and perspective, helping you to see that fear and doubt are not roadblocks, but just part of the journey. Lastly, it's crucial to recognize that fear and doubt often shrink in the light of faith. Faith is not the absence of fear, but the courage to act despite it. It's the unwavering belief that you are capable, that your dreams are possible, and that you can overcome any obstacle that stands in your way. Faith is the fuel that propels you forward, even when you don't have all the answers or when the path seems unclear. By cultivating a mindset of faith, you begin to transform fear and doubt into catalysts for growth, learning, and empowerment. Overcoming fear and doubt is not a one-time event, it is an ongoing process. It requires persistence, self-awareness, and a commitment to acting in spite of the emotions that may hold you back. The more you confront fear and doubt, the more you strengthen your resolve. You learn that these emotions are simply temporary visitors, they do not define you. And in overcoming them, you realize that you are far more capable, far stronger, and far more resilient than you ever believed possible. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. It is the inner strength that drives you to stay committed to your path, even when the excitement fades or when distractions arise. Discipline is the foundation of success, the invisible force that holds your vision in place, ensuring that your dreams are not just lofty ideas but tangible realities. Without discipline, even the most brilliant ideas can falter, and even the best intentions can be forgotten. It is the ability to consistently take the right actions even when motivation wanes, and to stay focused on your long-term goals instead of yielding to the temporary gratifications that often pull us off course. At its core, discipline is about self-control and making conscious decisions to align your actions with your values, priorities, and objectives. It requires the ability to resist the urge to indulge in short-term pleasures, knowing that the sacrifices made today will lead to greater rewards in the future. It's about setting boundaries for yourself, whether it's in terms of time, energy, or resources, and honoring those boundaries without compromise. Discipline doesn't just apply to the big, important aspects of life, but also to the small, everyday decisions that, when compounded over time, create the foundation for lasting success. It's in choosing to show up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's in doing the work when no one is watching and making decisions based on where you want to go, not where you currently are. Discipline is also essential for growth because it fosters consistency. Growth doesn't happen in bursts or in moments of intense effort. It happens when you apply consistent, focused effort over time. It's the ability to keep going, even when the journey feels long or when progress seems slow. Discipline enables you to take the small steps day in and day out that will eventually lead to transformation. Whether it's building a new skill, establishing healthier habits, or working toward a goal, it is the daily commitment to discipline that makes growth possible. Without it, progress would be erratic and fleeting, but with it, even the smallest of actions compound to create lasting change. One of the key aspects of discipline is its role in shaping your character. When you commit to doing what is right, even when it is difficult or uncomfortable, you strengthen your internal resolve. Discipline is not just about external achievements, but about developing the resilience and determination to stay true to your values and goals no matter the obstacles. Over time, discipline builds your self-esteem as you begin to see yourself as someone who follows through, someone who doesn't back down when things get tough. This builds trust in your own abilities and character and reinforces the belief that you are capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. Moreover, discipline brings a sense of order and structure to your life. In a world that is full of distractions and chaos, discipline helps you establish clarity and focus. It enables you to organize your time, manage your resources, and direct your energy in ways that align with your vision. Without discipline, it's easy to become scattered, pulled in multiple directions by the demands of everyday life. But when you discipline yourself, you prioritize what truly matters and eliminate the noise that often takes you off track. You make time for what matters most, and this intentionality is what creates breakthroughs. Another important element of discipline is its relationship with responsibility. Discipline calls you to take ownership of your life, your choices, and your actions. It reminds you that the results you experience are the outcomes of the choices you've made, and that the power to change lies within your hands. Discipline removes the tendency to blame external circumstances or people for your challenges, and instead empowers you to take full responsibility for your actions and decisions. This sense of responsibility gives you control over your destiny, knowing that your future is shaped by the decisions you make today. While discipline is often associated with hard work and sacrifice, it's important to recognize that it also plays a role in maintaining balance. True discipline isn't about pushing yourself to the limit at all costs. It's about creating harmony between your work, your personal life, and your well-being. It's about knowing when to press forward and when to press forward, and when to rest, when to work and when to rejuvenate. The disciplined person understands the importance of self-care, setting boundaries, and creating time for rest and recovery. This balanced approach allows you to sustain your efforts over the long haul, avoiding burnout and maintaining a sense of fulfillment in the process. Another dimension of discipline is its ability to cultivate patience. In a world that thrives on instant gratification, discipline teaches you the value of delayed rewards. It reminds you that meaningful accomplishments take time and that success is not an overnight phenomenon. Discipline builds patience, allowing you to trust the process even when immediate results are not visible. This ability to persist even when the outcome is uncertain is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up too soon. Patience combined with discipline enables you to stay the course even through difficult seasons, knowing that the fruits of your labor will come in due time. Lastly, discipline is essential because it provides the framework within which dreams can be realized. Without discipline, dreams remain fantasies. They are ideas without action. The disciplined person takes a dream, breaks it down into actionable steps, and executes those steps with consistency and focus. Every goal requires discipline to bring it to fruition. Whether it's a personal goal, a professional goal, or a relationship goal, discipline is what transforms ambition into reality. It takes the power of desire and channels it into action that produces tangible results. In the process of rebuilding yourself, discipline becomes your ally. It is the tool that helps you stay committed to the vision you've set for yourself, even in the face of challenges and distractions. It allows you to turn intention into reality, to move from where you are to where you want to be. Discipline, when practiced consistently, shapes your character, strengthens your resolve, and sets the stage for enduring success.